Welcome back to another episode of calculus. Today we're gonna look at a function and we're gonna see look at the domain and the range of the function. And this is a very common question in calculus. And we're also gonna look. We're gonna look at a relation actually, see the domain and the range, and we're also gonna see ask if this is we're gonna answer the question whether or not this is a function. So let's get started. So the relation we have here, these are the x values. So because they didn't have in a space, technically they would put this underneath here, but they put the second row right here. So these are all the x values. And then the y values are these ones right here. The ones in blue are the y values and the ones in red are the x values. So now we're going to see whether or not this is a function. So first we're going to say, we're going to find a domain and a range, and then we're going to see whether or not this is a function. So let's see. So what's the domain? The domains are the x values, the values that x can't take. You know, when you have a function like this, because they tell you each specific values, so you just say this is the domain. The domain is called, if we call the domain D, it would be the set of all numbers. So these numbers, -3, and you make sure that you don't repeat them, -2. What else we have? -1, and we have 0. We also have 1, and move this up for a little bit. We also have 4, and we also have 9. So these are the values that, oh, actually, no, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, not 4 and 9. That went into the range. 1, 2, 3. So the ones that I was getting at, these ones. So the x values, you see the value of x here and also x here. So these are part of the domain. So the value of x are the domain. So now if we want to go and look at the range, and move the screen up for a little bit. So if we want to go look at the range, so the range is the set of all y values. So let's put this in a different color. I'll just put it blue. So the set of all y values. So here, what is that? The range. Let's call it R. Set of all y values. So we're going to start with the lowest number here, which is 0. And then after that, we get 1. There's 2 of them. You don't repeat those. You don't repeat any numbers. You get 4. There's 2 of them. And then you also get 9. So these are the values of the range. These are the set of all values of the range. So now what happened is when we have the domain and we have the range. So this could be a function, and it could also be just a relation. So we're going to see if this is a function or just a relation. So let's see. What do we have? So each one of the x values, in order for this to be a function, each one of the x values needs to be going to or relate to only one y value. So we have -3. It's only relate to one y value. -2, the same thing. -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. So each one of them is associated to only one y value. So that means it's a function. So what I mean, the way this wouldn't be a function, if I had -3 going to 9 and also -3 going to 0, that wouldn't be a function. Now, notice the difference between that and -3 going to 9 and 3 also goes to 9. That still makes it function because -3 and 3 are two different values of x. They can go to the same y values, but not possible the other around. It wouldn't be a function. So if we had -3 going to 9 and also going to 4, that wouldn't make it a function. So yeah, these are the domain, the range, and also it is a function. So function for this one. And that's it. And that's all we have to do for this one right here.